All right, Mike Straziuso is here from Third Mutual. He just told me what a bow tie is called in German. What is it?
Flieger,
A Flieger.
a fly.
Oh, how about that? Well, there you go. I did not know that. Now I do. Meeting yesterday, your monthly board meeting. It ran just over 3 hours. It was actually 3 hours and 1 minute, and we'll replay that to you for you on Thursday and then next week on Wednesday, of course. So you gave me some things you want to talk over, and one of them is a new lesson about wall switch for ceiling heating. Tell me about that.
We have only lived in the community for 13 years, and for the first time, 90-degree weather a couple of weeks ago.
Sure.
And our heat pump didn't operate, didn't turn on. So we called service. Mm-hmm. And service came out and said, you know, your problem is you only have 110 to the heat pump, but you have 220 at the breaker box. Something's wrong.
Right.
Okay? So we called service. Mm-hmm. And by the way, there's a fee for both.
Right.
And we called repair service. You only have 110 at the wall and 220 at the... So I called staff, help. And a head of the electricians called back, and I handed the phone to the electrician mm-hmm. on premises. And he said, go to the wall, and there is a switch by the thermostat. Turn it on. Oh, okay. Went back. Heat pump works.
Interesting.
Interesting.
So what did the switch actually do? It switches from 110 to 220, or what does it do?
Well, it gives 220 to the ceiling and to the heat pump.
Interesting.
Okay, but you need the thermostat turned off.
Yeah. So
that you aren't using the ceiling heating.
Right. Very interesting.
We figure the cleaning lady may have turned the switch off.
And it's something that should always remain in that on.
Yes.
So that way, when you get the AC going, it automatically does what it's supposed to do. Very interesting.
Interesting, fascinating, informative, expensive lesson.
And it's a good thing to bring up because this may have happened to other people, and it'll save them some money.
Yes, absolutely.
All right. And you wanted to talk, this was brought up in the meeting yesterday, and it is about the money that's paid to your attorney to sit in on your board meetings, on your monthly board meetings.
Yes, unfortunately, those who feel that it's an unnecessary expense to have him in our open board meeting, mm-hmm. in the open board meeting. And how do they express their unhappiness? They condemn him by claiming that we pay $283,000 for the attorney to sit in our board meetings, and it's unnecessary. Well, $283,000 is his total bill for the year.
Right.
Okay? And to protect us from this kind of an accusation, I asked him to code his bill with activity codes.
Right.
And on the front page of his invoice, it has the activity codes listed and the dollar amount applied to those activity codes. The activity codes are very simple: general advice, governing document amendment, the flooding remediation, involving the other corporations, including the golf course. He's dealing with the golf course. We rewrote our election rules. We revised our bylaws, member disciplinary issues. He's doing our legal work on collections now. Regular board meetings, $24,000. Half of that is for the closed meeting, which
Right.
we naturally have. So that, having the attorney there at open meetings is less than 5% of our bill.
Right.
Why blow it out of proportion? To get attention, I don't know what motivates people to make this kind of false statement, exaggerated. Yes, his legal fees were large last year. We had a lot of housekeeping issues to take care of. Some are ongoing. And by the way, he is adding a 9th activity code,
And what will that be for?
the lawsuit.
Okay. All right.
We have filed an intervener. The judge has come out with his initial, and you announced it, initial decision regarding the preliminary injunction, and he said no basis. They have filed additional activity in the court. So we're dragged in, as is Mutual 50, GRF. We're all going to pay outrageous attorney fees. You know, a common comment, the only ones who win are the attorneys. Hey, hello. Let's sit down and negotiate. We don't need the court to make the decision for us.
Right. And I, you know, it's interesting you talk about your attorney. You've had him sit there for, I don't know how many years now. You've had United has as well. They've switched attorneys over time, but I think it goes back
April 2012.
Yeah, and before that, United did that, and I remember that, even before you did. And occasionally, JRF will do that. Usually, when they know something will be coming up, they don't always have their attorney there, but it's been standard practice for both Third and United. I don't know about Mutual 50 for quite a long time.
It has, yes, and once again, it's a very small percentage of his total bill.
Right. Coming up right now, meaning I should say if you're watching us in the morning in maybe about 45 minutes, Mike has a busy day ahead of him. This is one of the biggest ticket items, the M&C committee, and you're looking at the business plan for 2015, and this is almost going to be an all-day thing. You'll start at 9:30 today, and then break for lunch, and then come back and look at part 2, right? Have another meeting after that.
Yes, it's broken down in reserves are going to be
'Cause
reviewed.
this is the biggest committee you have, as well as United and GRF.
It's the biggest overhead
You're right, yeah.
portion of our $40 million assessments budget. Landscape is the second largest. It was a week ago, and landscape exceeds $5 million. It is your opportunity. You claim the board spends too much money. come and help us on how to spend less money. At our landscape meeting, the version A of landscape budget meeting, we had 2 residents. So please, please come speak, help us. We talked about the signage policy. It was passed yesterday.
The real estate signage
The
policy,
real
yes.
estate signage policy, which involves adding a 4th day to the open houses, the tours. We previously had Wednesday, now we have Wednesday, Thursday, Saturday, and Sunday. We also approved an investment policy where we now have given our investment advisors the flexibility to invest up to 30% of our portfolio in corporate bonds, hopefully to increase the yield.
Right.
Our yield is only 2.02%.
Right. Right, exactly.
And anybody who has savings accounts knows that the yields just don't.
No, especially when you have very, very conservative investments. You're absolutely right.
Well, up until now, they have been government guaranteed investments.
Right.
So if it's guaranteed by the good faith and of the government, that's
It's a good thing, but you not necessarily get a great return on it.
it's a good thing. Yes, I remember making an investment and losing 35% within 6 months. And the investment was in real estate loans.
Right.
Real estate loans, 35%. Ay vey.
Well, I want to mention again that we replay the meeting Thursday at 1:30, and it runs 3 hours and 1 minute. And then again on May 28th, which is a Wednesday at 6 o'clock. And tune in. And again, you're watching us in the morning, these M&C meetings, 9:30 this morning in the boardroom. And then they're going to look at the review the reserve expenditures plan at 1 o'clock today. Mike, thank you very much for coming in.
My pleasure.
You've got a busy day.
Thank you.
All right, you take care. We'll be back in just a moment.
And keep working.